Friends, good morning on this frigid morning. Okay, so I want to share with you this morning this beautiful, I think it's beautiful, this beautiful prayerful sort of thought experiment that kind of unfolded in my holy hour yesterday when I was praying through the scriptures for today. It all started with I was sitting with Jesus and this song bubbled up in my heart. It's a song I haven't thought about in a little while, but there's a Christian artist named Francesca Battistelli who wrote a song about Our Lady a number of years ago, at least a decade and a half or so ago. But the song is called Be Born in Me. Be Born in Me. Check it out after Mass today. Be Born in Me, Francesca Battistelli. Anyway, there's a lyric in that song that the Lord kept directing my attention to. So the song is written from Mary's perspective, and she asks the question, rhetorically, she asks, did you wrap yourself inside the unexpected that we might learn that love would go that far? It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lyric. Like the Lord, the Almighty, he did just that. He wrapped himself inside the utterly unexpected. And in the paradox of the incarnation, he flipped everything upside down. The last were first, the wise are shamed, the foolish are exalted. I think if we could sit across from Isaiah, the prophet, like that's exactly what he'd tell us. It was nothing like I had imagined, he would say. It's nothing like I would have imagined, and it's so much more than I would have dreamt possible. So I'm sitting with Jesus, that song bubbles up, and I suddenly am just with Isaiah the prophet. You know, Isaiah, his book in the Old Testament, it's referred to by many church fathers as the proto-gospel because of the messianic overtones and the themes and it's almost as if for him the veil was just a few degrees thinner, his ability to see what the Lord was up to. So what I began to imagine was this scene where like the prophet Isaiah was given some sort of heavenly hall pass from the Lord. He was able to leave heaven for just a moment and to journey and to be present there in the cave in Bethlehem on that winter night in the Nativity when Christ was born. It kind of like this scene on Mount Tabor where Moses and Elijah are suddenly face to face with Jesus on the top of the mountain, these two prophets who were pointing ahead, and they suddenly find themselves face to face with the fulfillment of everything that they have been longing for, everything that they have been praying for. And I just imagine the awe and the wonder and the laughter of Isaiah looking at this newborn baby held in his mother's arms with these little flailing baby hands suckling at her breast. And I imagine him thinking back through all of the prophetic oracles the Lord had given him. And he's marveling, thinking, I never thought it meant this. I never thought it was going to mean this. Right? What did he say? In the desert, prepare the way of the Lord. Make straight in the wasteland a highway for our God. Every valley shall be filled in. Every mountain and hill shall be made low. The rugged land shall be made plain. The rough country a broad valley. Like that's what would happen in the ancient world. Those would be the imperial marching orders given by the king to a particular town where he's coming to visit. They would literally go out into the wilderness and make straight his path. They would clear away the debris. There's branches on the road. They would clear the branches. They would make bridges. They would literally make a highway for the king's arrival. And Isaiah looks over at Mary and Joseph, and he's noticing the caked on dust on the bottom of their feet, and Isaiah's thinking of the journey that these two must have been on, and did they have a straight path? Were there bridges? Was there debris on the path? Then he asks this, then the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all people shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken, the mouth of the Lord. And Isaiah's looking at this baby, nursing at Mary's breast, and the baby's crying out in hunger pangs, using this little baby voice for the first time. The glory of the Lord shall be revealed. He just laughs again, not scoffing, but just astonished. He's looking, he's just thinking, here's the glory of the Lord, right here. Go up unto a high mountain, Zion, herald of glad tidings. Cry out at the top of your voice. Here's the baby crying again. Cry out at the top of your voice. Jerusalem, herald of good news, fear not to cry out. And say to the cities of Judah, here is your God. Isaiah looks at the sheep and the ox and the other animals warming themselves there in the cave, and he's thinking, here is your God. Here is our God. Here comes with power the Lord God. Just like David the psalmist says, that we just said, the Lord our God comes with power. Isaiah's head kind of tilts to the side, again, astonished that the utterly powerless one, the completely vulnerable one, the totally weak one, this is the great strength of the ages. This is the Lord God Almighty, right? Did you wrap yourself inside the unexpected? Yes. And then Isaiah looks at a single little tiny baby arm slipping out from the swaddling bands that Joseph had wrapped him in, and he rejoices and he recalls again the words of his own oracle, throws back his head with laughter and tears, right? And he says, who rules by his strong arm? He's looking at this little baby arm. That's the strong arm. It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely astounding. Amen.